Excellent. Page 216 is a reference guide to angles, and we're going to slow this down a little bit and talk through it all. Remember that with angles like this, where you're using one angle to find another angle, there's generally more than one correct answer. So let's just get on to it. Okay, angles we've already covered are acute, obtuse, straight, and right, and congruent. So we can go ahead and fill in these questions. The example, top example, right 90-degree angle is HVR. You can find that, HV and R. What's another right angle? Let's try HV and F, right? Like I said, more than one answer, right? So that's fine. And as far as acute, which is between 0 and 90, remember this. How about G, V, and H? Obtuse, which is greater than 90. Perhaps, how about G, V, and R as an angle? Straight angle is 180. So you again have two answers here too. You have H, V, and X, and F, V, and R. And to be honest, there's infinite answers here if you think about it. Now these congruent angles, remember they have equal measure. Let's just use the 45-degree angles in the picture here, okay? Go ahead and fill that in. Now the second one is angle relationships. Now these are new, so use the lines and angles in this next figure, figure 2. Identify the angles that represent the following. Example, adjacent angles share a common ray and vertex. So the vertex is that center point. So DBE, find it, DB and E, and E, B, and A. DB, E, EBA, they're adjacent, which also means they're next to each other. And they share the common ray B and E. Okay, so go ahead and write a new pair of adjacent angles. Now complementary angles, two angles whose measure totals 90 degrees. So you can see the 55 and the 35, those measures equal 90 degrees. Those are congruent. They are in fact right up against each other. They share a common ray and a common vertex. Supplementary angles measure the whole line, 180. So in this case, we could say D, B, and C, but then we'd also have to include C, B, and A, or various different combinations that can be found here. Okay, now the last one is advanced angles, and I just want you to do your best, but we will walk through it, okay? So vertical angles are non-adjacent angles formed by intersecting lines. Let's talk about that. So angle 3 and angle 6, you see, they are vertical angles. They are not adjacent. They do not share a ray, and they are formed by this transversal, what you call an intersecting line, this transversal line that goes straight through it. You see this? So, for example, the transversal line that intersects two or more lines at different points, T and Q. That's the name of our transversal line. Corresponding angles located in the same relative location on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so those are corresponding. They're also equal. So if, for example, angle 4 corresponds to angle 8. Okay, and you can find another pair there too, or several pairs, right? Alternate interior angles located on opposite sides of that transversal, that line, and inside the two parallel lines. Alternate interior, for example, 5 and 8, or 6 and 7. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, and they're in between the parallel lines. Okay, and the last one is alternate exterior, which is the opposite of the alternate interior. Have I confused you yet? And they're located on opposite sides of the transversal and outside the parallel lines. So, for example, 4 and 9 are examples of this. Spend some time, do this page, give yourself some patience to do it, come up with as many problems or as many answers as possible, and we'll move on to triangles. Good job. Really good job.